So the Boston Celtics signed Malcolm Brogdon. This is one of the best signings so far in this offseason, I think. This is a terrific signing. If you guys saw my video on the Boston Celtics, a couple videos back I made about what they need to do to get better, and one of the three things I bullet pointed was you need to sign a playmaking point guard that also has, a decent scoring ability. Someone that can maybe get their own shot if need be, but mainly set up other players. Because as we saw in this NBA Finals, the one glaring weakness, the really only weakness in this team was the lack of playmaking. You really saw it at times when Jason Tatum got doubled or Marcus Smart got trapped. They really could not find another real playmaker. I'll say one of the best playmakers outside of Marcus Smart was maybe Al Horford. And I mean, you're going to need more than that to win an NBA championship. And they were right there, and I think that was the one glaring weakness. And I'm sure the front office knew that as well because they got a huge signing with Brogdon. This is a 50-40-90 guy who's going to, like I said, he's going to score when need be. He's going to play make for everybody. He is exactly what you needed. He is the perfect point guard. And the really only problems I see now with this team, which is probably the best problem to have with any basketball team, is who are you going to start? You have so many options now. You got so many potential lineups that could work. A lot of people, of course, want to see Marcus Smart remain the point guard in the lineup because he led you to the NBA Finals and he was a solid point guard all year long. But I think, between him and Brogdon, I see a lot of people putting at a point guard, shooting guard, like Brogdon at point guard and having Smart at shooting guard, which is definitely not a bad option. But of course, I know both these guys are very, very good. I don't know if either one of them are going to want to take a bench spot per se. But I think regardless, this is a good problem to have. I mean, you have basically just an offensive playmaking guard in Brogdon who can play defense, and then you got a defensive guard in Smart that can play offense. I mean, you got literally the two most opposite players that will complement each other terrifically. This is going to be a matchup nightmare for almost every other team in the NBA. So everyone really has, a starting five in mind, analysts, fans, that they really think is going to be, what they're going to go with next year, and that's going to be point guard Malcolm Brogdon, shooting guard Marcus Smart, small forward Jaylen Brown, power forward Jason Tatum, and center Robert Williams. That is a solid team because you also have Al Horford coming off the bench. It's just, you have so many just options on that team. And like I said, you also have the ability to bench either Marcus Smart and have him be a sixth man, or bench Malcolm Brogdon and have him be your sixth man. Either way, it's a perfect situation to be in, and I'm real excited to see this team next year because potentially I don't see any real teams that can compete with the Boston Celtics besides two teams in the East. The only real teams I see being able to even compete in a 7-game series with this Boston Celtics team, if they remain healthy, is the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'll say the Milwaukee Bucks is the only huge threat there. I don't believe the Heat, even healthy, I see it being a great series, but with this signing of Malcolm Brogdon, unless the Heat get a little something to make it interesting, I don't know. I just don't see this Miami Heat team beating the Celtics team in a 7-game series next year. So really, I think the only hurdle that's going to be big for the Boston Celtics is going to be able to take out the Milwaukee Bucks when they're healthy. So if Chris Middleton's back, everyone knows that Bucks team is completely different, and that's going to be a fun series next year. In the comment section below, let me know what you think of the Malcolm Brogdon signing and what the Boston Celtics are going to look like next year, and what your potential starting five will look like. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time.